Welcome to the 79th commencement exercises of Fairleigh Dickinson University. To preserve decorum during today's proceedings, we ask that you do not use cell phones during the ceremony. As a courtesy to all, the university requests that all graduates and their guests remain seated until the entire ceremony, including the reading of all names, has concluded. Thank you. Now entering the stadium, the pillars of FDU. Now entering the stadium, the faculty of Fairleigh Dickinson University. Now entering the stadium, the Fairleigh Dickinson University class of 2022. Now entering the stadium, the members of the Platform Party, distinguished guests, the members of the Board of Trustees, participants in today's ceremonies from the faculty and the administration, the honorees, and the president of Fairleigh Dickinson University.
Is it live? Congratulations, all of you. This is a day you'll remember for the rest of your lives. Enjoy it. Gorgeous weather. Mr. President, the faculty, officers of the university, guests, and candidates are assembled, and the hour is at hand. Takes a second there. With your permission, may these proceedings begin.
They may begin.
Good. To open the 79th commencement ceremony of Fairleigh Dickinson University, let us join in the singing of our national anthem by Fairleigh Dickinson University graduating senior Tristan DiChiara. Following the singing of our national anthem, please remain standing. Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated, everyone. Good morning. Before we begin the formal part of the ceremony this morning, I'd like to make a few brief personal remarks and a very special recognition. So this is my 35th year at the university. I started when I was 15. And I've attended every graduation ceremony over that 35-year period. Most of the years that I have spent at FDU were on the faculty. And more recently, I've served in the university's administration and for president since 2016. So I think it's safe to say I've seen a lot of things. And without argument, what all of you graduates have had to overcome over the last 2.5-year period, what you've endured to get here today, is nothing short of remarkable. And so I want to begin this graduation ceremony this morning with a very special recognition. A recognition of the class of 2022. I want everyone in this stadium, except the graduates, to stand and join me in a resounding applause showing your admiration for this very special class. Thank you. In the tradition of the Academy, and as president of Fairleigh Dickinson University, I, Christopher Capuano, officially convene this 79th annual commencement ceremony. A very warm welcome to our platform party, which includes participants in today's ceremony, members of the university's Board of Trustees, and other distinguished guests. We are fortunate today to have with us two former FDU presidents, President Emeritus Francis J. Mertz, and President Sheldon Drucker. And welcome to all of you, graduates, friends, families, and alumni. Welcome to the pillars of FDU, a group of dedicated and honored FDU staff members who are seated in the first row to my left. Thank you. I want to now recognize a special group of graduates. Those students who supported FDU and the graduating class gifts. These 270 students who are wearing burgundy and blue philanthropy cords raised more than $6,200 for their class legacy gifts. Would all the graduates wearing their philanthropy cords please stand at this time and be recognized as new donors to the university. FDU is a national leader in providing educational programs for U.S. veterans. We want to recognize today more than 20 graduates who have served as members of the armed forces and who are wearing commemorative red stoles. I ask all the veterans among our graduates to please stand and be recognized. Thank you for your service to our country. And thank you to all the veterans who are in attendance this morning. I want to take a moment to pay tribute to a very special veteran. Richard Solkine left college to enlist in the U.S. Army during the Korean War. After his service, he was married and working when he enrolled at FDU. But the commitments to his job and his family made it difficult for him to complete his degree. He recently reached out to FDU, and after evaluating his career, the university identified credits that were approved by the American Council on Education for Mr. Solkine's Army training. These credits now qualify him at 90 years of age for a Bachelor of Arts degree in individualized studies. Provost Michael Alvatroni and I recently had the great honor of presenting Mr. Solkine with his long-awaited and well-deserved diploma. Please direct your attention to the stadium video monitors.
Thank you for joining us in recognizing and celebrating a very determined student veteran, Mr. Richard Solkine.
We are so very proud of our historical legacy and proud to be among the most veteran-friendly universities in New Jersey. And today we are especially proud to recognize an extraordinary veteran.
His commitments to his country, his family, and his career have defined his life, and he has excelled in every area. he has also deeply valued the importance of education. In recognition of credits earned in the classroom and in life, this candidate has fulfilled the requirements for this degree, and on behalf of the faculty of Fairleigh Dickinson University, I recommend that he be admitted to the degree of the Bachelor of Arts.
On the recommendation of the faculty and the provost, and by virtue of the authority vested in the Board of Trustees of Fairleigh Dickinson University, and by them delegated to me, I confer upon the candidate presented the degree Bachelor of Arts with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining.
I've lived 90 years and I've never had an occasion, to be honored like this. The 90 years I've had ups and downs and joy and sorrow. We overcame everything. I'd like to say that I love my family, I love my school, and I love my country. With all my heart, I thank you all.
It is now my pleasure to present this year's honorary degree. I ask John E. Harmon to please come forward. Booker T. Washington, the most influential black leader of his time, created the National Negro Business League in 1900. He was driven by the belief that the most effective route to ending racism in America was through the promotion of free enterprise and wealth creation in the black community. More than a century later, Washington's vision inspired you to create the African American Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey, the AACCNJ, in 2007. As its founder, president, and CEO, you have labored zealously to expand access and opportunities for black-owned businesses in our communities, in our state, and across this great country. Your efforts have earned you recognition as one of the Garden State's most influential black voices, advocating not only for its 80,000 black-owned businesses, but for its 1.2 million black citizens as well. Under your leadership, the AACCNJ is leveling the playing field for minority businesses through a two-pronged plan of action. First, it is impacting public policy at the highest levels of government, collaborating with leaders from both sides of the aisle. Second, it is forging mutually profitable partnerships between black-owned businesses and leading executives in every area of enterprise, from banking, pharmacy, and manufacturing, to energy, healthcare, and education. Black entrepreneurs are critical to the lifeblood of our nation's African American communities. They build local economies, create jobs, and help close the racial wealth gap, all in the face of systemic challenges, such as the lack of equal access to capital. Their essential role and their economic vulnerability were never more evident than during the COVID-19 pandemic, when nearly 4 out of every 10 black-owned businesses nationwide closed their doors. Under your leadership, the AACCNJ played a central role in mitigating that loss in the Garden State by delivering vital resources, providing innovative job training, and linking business owners to crucial state and federal funding. In November 2020, you were appointed to the prestigious Board of Directors of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, the world's largest business federation. There, you also serve on the steering committee for its groundbreaking Equality of Opportunity Initiative, dedicated to closing race-based opportunity gaps in education, employment, entrepreneurship, criminal justice, health, and wealth. As your alma mater, we take great pride in your tireless efforts to right racial inequities through the promotion of economic opportunity in our neighborhoods and across our nation. It is our privilege to honor you today as a beloved son. Therefore, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Fairleigh Dickinson University, the faculty concurring, I hereby confer upon you the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto unattached, and cause you to be invested with the hood appropriate to that degree. Congratulations.
Joking.
We're gonna take a photo here. Come on in here for a photo, Robert. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Harmon.
Good morning, all. Give yourselves a round of applause. I would like for you just to join me in a brief moment of silence for the folks in Buffalo this week. Thank you. I want to give honor to God first and foremost. Good morning, class of 2022, family, friends, and a sincere thank you to the president of Fairleigh Dickinson University, my friend, Dr. Chris Capuano, and to the FDU board chairman, Robert Zada. Greetings to the faculty, staff, fellow alumni, the AACCNJ staff, family, and members. It is with great pride and humility that I stand before you today to deliver this commencement address. Thank you to the administration for giving me the opportunity to speak to all that are in attendance. Thank you for allowing me to be bestowed with the doctoral degree of Humane Letters. Class of 22, welcome to the first day of your future. Come on, give it up. This is your day. You know, I hope this is an interactive session here. It won't be long. In 1983, I sat where you sat with great anticipation and unsure of how I would react when my name was called. Would I jump up? Would I scream and high-five everyone around me? Or would I stumble on the stage? Those were some of the thoughts that went through my mind almost 40 years ago as I was being recognized for one of the most significant accomplishments that I had achieved in my life. However, my journey to this moment of great anticipation started a long time ago and was somewhat different. You see, I was one of 7 children, the youngest of 5 boys, and I had a younger and an older sister. My parents migrated from the South to Trenton, New Jersey, in pursuit of a better life. Neither of my parents completed high school, although they worked hard every day and loved each of their children equally. Moreover, neither of my siblings completed college, although they possess many talents, intellect, athletic, artistic ability, comedic humor, and were great role models to me. My mother died when I was 17 years old. Shortly thereafter, all my siblings moved out. My younger sister and I were the only children living at home. This afforded me more time to spend with my father, to get to know him not only as my father, but as a man. I saw him weep profusely when we were informed of the death of my mother. A very vulnerable time for me. I was in my senior year of high school at the time and at the crossroads of my life. Should I focus on the upcoming graduation, or should I let these circumstances lead me to a downward path of discouragement, excuses, and a clouded vision for my life? In this thing called life, everyone is dealt a hand, some with better cards than others. However, each of you arrived at Fairleigh Dickinson University from different circumstances, households, communities, and varying grade point averages, divergent personalities, diverse cultural experiences, and ethnicities. But each of you had a goal that one day you would be present at MetLife Stadium amongst family and friends to be recognized for one of the most significant goals of your life, to graduate from one of the most prestigious educational institutions in the country. And I know for some of you, it's hard for you to believe that this day really came to fruition. This is the moment when you turn to your classmate and say, "We did it." And shortly, you will receive what you earned. Now, if you've come from Newark, Trenton, Patterson, Camden, that statement may take on a different meaning. But nevertheless, no matter where you are from, today is significant. And every family represented has an important reason to celebrate. Again, as I reflect, although my father did not complete college, or complete high school, or attend college, he was present at all my graduations. So everyone here today to celebrate with you is significant. And therefore, you should make sure you tell them how much you appreciate them being here. The moment has now arrived for you to apply all your life experiences with the instructions, counsel, and mentoring you received at FDU to make a difference in this world. I say this world because FDU has equipped you to conquer anything you set your heart to attain or achieve. Why? Because when you arrived here at FDU, you may not have been sure of your field of study or how you would go about achieving it. However, today, you've dispelled all doubt regarding your uncertainty about your future because today, you've accomplished that goal. Points to remember: you're never alone. Success is relative. It's subject to your abilities, passion, desires. Humility, empathy, courage, and integrity are essential to living a fulfilled life. Be open to embracing new friends, experiences, and strategic partners. Lastly, some friends, experiences, and relationships are only for a season. As you transition after today, remember that President Barack Obama said that no one is successful on their own. Therefore, you must always remember your life's experience, those that will be ever present in your foundation, as those that should be cast in the sea and never reclaimed. Also, words of wisdom from your parents, siblings, relatives, and friends. In addition, those times when you did less than your best, and encouragement, and sometimes admonished from your professors that led you to dig deeper and regain your focus. I close with this because these individuals are components of your foundation or your village to call upon when this chapter of life throws you a curveball or you are confronted with unforeseen turbulence. Please take stock in the fact that a winner is a loser that did not quit, or a loser is a winner that quit. FDU has prepared you to confront tomorrow's challenges head on and to unearth future opportunities. Therefore, take full advantage of this mutual investment in your future by making us all proud that we had this time together today. God bless you and much success. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Michael Avoltroni, and I am the University Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. Each year, the Student Pinnacle Award is given to an outstanding graduate on each campus who has demonstrated academic excellence, who has made significant contributions through public service, and outstanding commitment to the university, and whose efforts reflect the unique character of Fairleigh Dickinson University. Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students, Uchenna Baker, will present the Pinnacle Awards to this year's winners. But before she does, I am also pleased to recognize the Pinnacle Award winner from our Vancouver campus, Hatu Anfam. Please take a moment to read about her wonderful achievements, which are cited within your program.
It gives me great pleasure to announce this year's recipient of the Florin Campus Student Pinnacle Award, Taylor Alexander Bellardino. Please take a moment to read about the achievements of this outstanding student, which are cited in your program. In recognition of her many accomplishments and in admiration of her remarkable talents, Fairleigh Dickinson University is proud to confer upon Taylor Bellardino the Student Pinnacle Award.
Good morning and welcome, distinguished guests, staff and faculty, family and friends, and the class of 2022. Together, as one Fairleigh Dickinson, we gather here today to celebrate the commencement of our futures. Before we leave our alma mater, I encourage you to take with you one more idea. Consider the notion that hardship is the birthplace of success. You are how you choose to respond to that hardship. You earned the degree you will receive today, not by aimlessly wandering, but by choosing the path you took to persevere. It is through introspection, self-direction, and finding new opportunities for academic success that I have come to believe that hard work and discipline can create a successful path to the future despite the reality of rejection and hardship. I ask one thing of you today, and that is to never give up on what makes you unique, what brings you joy, and what you have determined to be your dream. Time and time again, you will be encouraged to pursue a different avenue than you had planned. I have heard several times the realities of why other people do not believe I am cut out for the law career I intend to pursue. Having applied to law school in one of the most competitive cycles since 2008, I experienced the reality of, there is no doubt you will be an exceptional attorney, just not here, just not with us, and just not at this institution. And to that I say, I'll see you in court. I challenge you to stay true to who you are and to your dreams. It is my wish that your dreams, your goals, and your desire for happiness and success become all that you want them to be. I promise you that the feeling of reading your first acceptance is indescribable, it is empowering, and it is surreal. In January, I received my first. We are pleased to inform you that you have been admitted into our program. The emotion and pride that overcame me were like nothing I had ever experienced because it was my hard work, drive, and discipline that got me to that point. It is your time to be more than just a name or number, more than just a face in the crowd, more than just an applicant. You are all destined for success. But remember that success is not summed up or determined through financial assets, but rather It is your ability to look at yourself in the mirror and say that this life you have set out for yourself makes you happy. When you are on your journey to fulfill your passion and your desires, never forget where you came from and those who helped to get you to that point. Never forget how loved you are and the importance of recognizing forgiveness and gratitude. I believe that as a class, our diligence, academic discipline, and preparation embody that of opportunity unmasked with possibility, new beginnings, and prosperity. Fairleigh Dickinson allowed me to complete an externship and an internship in my field that strongly confirmed my desire to continue my academic career. It offered me with the resources to work with faculty and staff on an array of organizations and programs to make a meaningful difference in students' lives. As a passionate and aspiring first-generation law student, I have determined that it is not my mission to change the world, but rather, it is my calling to use the law to give a voice to those whom the world has silenced to ensure that justice prevails for all. I am eternally grateful that Fairleigh Dickinson has given me that voice. I am honored to be the recipient of this prestigious award, and I want to take a moment to recognize those who have helped me attain this recognition. To Dr. Ferranz and Dr. Peabody, along with the distinguished faculty in the Social Sciences Department, I thank you for believing in me and for presenting me with endless opportunities to advance my academic career. To my brother and sister, Brittany and Jack, I thank you for being my constant inspiration. And finally, to my mother and father, I thank you for sacrificing so much to send me to college, for always believing in me, and for encouraging me to stay true to who I am. To the class of 2022, today, tomorrow, and every day, we will always be Fairleigh Dickinson, one university of many dreams. Thank you.
It gives me great pleasure to announce this year's recipient of the Metropolitan Campus Student Pinnacle Award, Lisa Monet H. Jefferson. Please take a moment to read about the accomplishments of this outstanding student, which are cited in your program. In recognition of her many accomplishments and in admiration of her remarkable talents, Fairleigh Dickinson University is proud to confer upon Lisa Monet Jefferson the Student Pinnacle Award.
Good morning. I'd like to welcome and thank the members of the Board of Trustees, honorary guests, distinguished faculty and staff, and family and friends who are gathered here today to celebrate this momentous achievement. I'd also like to give a huge welcome and congratulations to the class of 2022. I'm extremely proud of all of us and very excited that I have the opportunity to speak with you today. When I first came to FDU, I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself to achieve my goals. I didn't make use of opportunities that came my way because I did not feel that I was good enough. Thankfully, my time here at FDU has changed that. Through the friendships that I've formed and the guidance that I received from staff and faculty, I gained the courage to strive for my dreams. All around me, throughout these past 4 years, so many people believed in me, even when I didn't. My sisters in Omega Phi Chi Multicultural Sorority Incorporated believed in me and saw in me a confident and courageous woman before I even knew she was there. My fellow co-founders and executive board members of the Women in Business Club believed in me and encouraged me to reach further than I thought was possible. Together, we have been able to lead our organization through a pandemic and towards multiple Organization of the Year awards. Thank you to Silverman's Placement and Outreach Department for helping me identify my unique skills and pushing me towards the career opportunities that were aligned with my interests. A big shout out to my family, many of whom are here today, and especially to my mom and dad, who never gave up on me and encouraged me to stick with my dreams, even when it felt impossible. The noted author, John C. Maxwell, once said, "When you got your diploma, you didn't become successful. It was just the day success showed up. You were successful when you went to school every day. You were successful when you went home and did your homework. You were successful when you went home and studied for a test, and you were successful when you stayed in the school game." Graduates, make sure to revel in your success. Not just the big milestones, like today, but the small ones as well. Let's be proud of the 4-year journey we've undergone and the growth that we've experienced from freshman year to now. Let's grab each and every opportunity. And don't forget that success isn't defined by whether that opportunity works out or not. Success is simply the courage to try, regardless of the outcome. A lot of new things are about to come our way, and as Norman Vincent Peale reminds us, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. Congratulations to the class of 2022.
At this time, we will recognize successful candidates for degrees. The candidates for doctoral degrees had their hoods presented appropriate to their degrees in separate ceremonies on their respective campuses earlier this week. These graduates have fulfilled all the requirements for the degrees Doctor of Education, Doctor of Nursing Practice, Doctor of Pharmacy, Doctor of Philosophy, and Doctor of Psychology. They will officially have their degrees conferred momentarily, along with the other successful candidates for degrees. I now ask our provost to present the candidates for degrees.
Thank you, Mr. President. Will all the candidates for degrees in the Maxwell Becton College of Arts and Sciences please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, I present to you the candidates for degrees in the Maxwell Becton College of Arts and Sciences under the leadership of Interim Dean David Rosen. Please remain standing. Now will all the candidates for degrees in the Silberman College of Business please rise and remain standing. Mr. President, I present to you the candidates for degrees in the Silberman College of Business under the leadership of Dean Pierre Balthazard. Please remain standing. Now will all the candidates for the degrees in the Lee Gildart and Oswald Haase School of Computer Sciences and Engineering please rise and remain standing. Mr. President, I present to you the candidates for degrees in the Gildart Haase School of Computer Sciences and Engineering under the leadership of Director Alfredo Tan. Please remain standing. Now, will all the candidates for degrees in the Peter Sammartino School of Education please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, I present to you the candidates for degrees in the Peter Sammartino School of Education under the leadership of Director Vicki Cohen. Please remain standing. Will all the candidates for degrees in the International School of Hospitality, Sports, and Tourism Management please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, I present to you the candidates for degrees in the International School of Hospitality, Sports, and Tourism Management under the directorship of Director John Neisser. Please remain standing. Will all the candidates for degrees in the Henry P. Becton School of Nursing and Allied Health please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, I present to you the candidates for degrees in the Henry P. Becton School of Nursing and Allied Health under the leadership of Director Minerva Gutman. Please remain standing. Now, will all the candidates for degrees in the School of Pharmacy and Health Sciences please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, I present to you the candidates for degrees in the School of Pharmacy and Health Sciences under the leadership of Interim Dean Anastasia Rivkin. Please remain standing. Now, will all the candidates for degrees in the School of Psychology and Counseling please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, I present to you the candidates for degrees in the School of Psychology and Counseling under the leadership of Director Benjamin Freer. Please remain standing. Will all the candidates for degrees in the School of Public and Global Affairs please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, I present to you the candidates for degrees in the School of Public and Global Affairs under the leadership of Director Peter Woolley. Please remain standing. Now, Mr. President, all of these candidates have fulfilled the requirements for their respective degrees, and on behalf of the faculty of Fairleigh Dickinson University, I recommend that they be admitted to these degrees.
On the recommendation of the faculty, and by virtue of the authority vested in the Board of Trustees of Fairleigh Dickinson University, and by them delegated to me, I confer upon the candidates presented the doctoral, master's, bachelor's, and associate degrees indicated with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Graduates, please indicate your new status by transferring your mortarboard tassel from right to left. Congratulations. We welcome you to the company of scholars. Please be seated.
In the years ahead, when you think of the influences on your life, you will see the faces and hear the voices of many of your professors. Remember the lessons taught to you by your faculty in all that you do. This is an appropriate moment now for you to thank them. Will our faculty please stand and be recognized? Thank you. In addition, today would not be possible without the support and encouragement of your family and your friends. It is your parents, wives, husbands, children, and your friends, both those outside the university and within, including FDU's dedicated staff, who are always there to support you. I ask that the parents, spouses, children, relatives, friends, and staff members who have encouraged and helped these graduates to please stand now and be recognized. Thank you, and please be seated.
Okay, now the moment you've all been waiting for. I now invite the graduates to come forward so that your faculty, your friends, and your families can acknowledge your achievements. Our marshals will assist you. After leaving the stage, please return to your seats and remain seated until the entire ceremony, including the reading of all names, has concluded. Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Robert J. Zada, and I, along with other trustees and academic leaders, will congratulate each graduate as you come across the stage. Once again, we ask that you please return to your seats after you leave the stage and show your fellow graduates the attention and respect they deserve. If you wish to shake hands with Chairman Zada or me, please feel free to extend your hand. If you prefer a fist bump, that's fine as well. Thank you.
Sarah Rebecca Vasquez.
Nicholas Frey.
Ani Chakamian.
Gabriel Sampson.
Noel Halpin.
Jessica Feast.
Al-Nazir Blackman.
Rebecca Olowokere.
Natalie Tomchak.
Cherish Robinson.
Olivia Cutrone.
Grace Felazola.
Paige Bensing.
Mercedes Duran.
Hannah Bend. Kenneth Campen.
Deanne Serra.
Julia Scala.
Soribel Gutierrez.
Tristan Anquino.
Dania Guzman.
Samantha Smith.
Jessica Talmadge.
Caleb Herbst.
Danielle Williams.
Josue Rosario Calis.
Sarah Leppert.
Dr. Ivelisse Lazzarini.
Brian Colon.
Dr. Dana Page Giacomo Palmer.
Kyron Jenkins.
Dr. Christina Anna Reneo.
Corin Lawson.
Dr. Patricia A. Lemmerman.
Mia Tarver.
Dr. Sheena Hardigan.
Stephanie Anderson.
Holly Giosa.
Kayla Edwards.
Amanda Williams.
Samantha Francois.
Karen Moore.
Shannon Lee.
Sophia Balog.
Vania Howell.
Amber Vandergroot.
Nina Source.
Sarah Panza.
Michael Amaro.
Cassidy O'Connor.
Joseph DeAndrea.
Lauren Capadona.
Dimitri Garzea Haspe.
Sonia Brown.
Suranto Feldano.
Jenny Hirschberger.
Lexi Martinez.
Samantha Apgar.
Christopher Daubert.
Miguel Romero Garcia.
Elizabeth Scalzo.
Monica Piedra.
Amia Yasmin Morales.
Callie Lee.
Jennifer Malty.
Claire Haviland.
Nania McLean.
Victoria Menjivar.
Carlene Bird.
Brielle Rubin.
Donald Mane.
Brittany Hudson.
Young Kwan.
Rachel Ann Wegg.
Zoran Khan.
Samantha Pagluka.
Elijah Woodard.
Anmol Patel.
Nancy Sanchez Diaz.
Amanda Hilsinger.
Jordan Sujic.
Elizabeth Powers.
Thomas Russetti.
Marina Vercio.
Gabriel Watson.
Mariana Gunther.
Tyler Bennett.
Julia Ring.
Jacob Thompson.
Abigail Lopez.
Gianna Rito.
Dominique Perozzi.
Rosa I. Mercado.
Catherine Daly.
Italo Guerra.
Alexander Lear. Madeline Blum.
Janitza Holguin Villanueva.
Cristina Velez.
Luz Rodriguez.
Nicole Leone.
Kelvin Segura.
Liliana Gallego.
Ryan Giluli.
Nicole Morgan Casal.
Josue Torres.
Hunter Rupel.
Francisco Roca.
Kaylee Opplinger.
Pons Agustin Obanto.
Cassidy Montoro Gurman.
Gerardo Gutierrez.
Tatiana Nichaporik.
Munachim Ezema.
Jessica Catchler.
Wendy Hertuck.
Alexis Balistreri.
Alexandra Henao.
Caitlin Borsos.
Giselle Humano Garcia.
Marissa Gonzalez.
Gianna Williams.
Megan Myler.
Ever Nolasco.
Imani Taylor.
Brian Gianantonio.
Maria Vizcaíno.
David Kudsi.
Ashley McMahon.
Timothy Chung.
Megan Cooper.
Shamil Fatima.
Geneva Locanti.
Daniel Lemus.
Callista DeVoe.
Andrew Koneski.
Mehdi Duib.
Alex Guerra Leon.
Loic Leger.
Shannon Hansel.
Romain Croiset.
Lily Smith.
Margot Pierrel.
Alicia McDonald.
Pauline Giordano.
Faith Berrigan.
Chloe Brion.
Jasmine Lattimore.
Guillaume Tisson.
Maria Varela.
Sebastian Bro.
Cassandra Leibfried.
Nicholas Bertone.
Lauren Anselone.
Claire DeJoy.
Rachel Maslick.
Brittany Oliveira.
Tristan DeCera.
Christina Inglaterra.
Morgan Sherlock.
Danielle Inglaterra.
Lily Friedman.
Kristen Pillarella.
Miranda Graves.
Gianna Asciola.
Benjamin Cruz.
Michaela Soto.
Clifford Hurley.
Patrick Kirksey.
Christian Micchio.
Kristen Duro.
Aisha Falcon.
Julia Nisler.
Allison Chavez.
Samantha Mizuko.
Marina Lehman.
Logan Wallace.
Simi Kalayon Parampil.
Anthony Muschiati.
Diane Amaya.
Amber Anderson.
Isabella Nicoletti.
Giovanna Bosonic.
Lisbeth Almonte Rosa.
Gabriela Monegro.
Katie Alberto.
Mirka J. Molina.
Paul Perez Gonzalez.
Jenny C. Salazar.
Maria Gonzalez Zuniga.
Marushka Uku.
Caitlin Wilson.
Thomas Conklin.
Nicola Smith.
Jacqueline Ardone.
Johan Medina Cornejo.
Condone.
Diony DeLone.
Dorian Sarmiento.
Brandon Wicksted.
Lauren Amos.
Olivia Guerrero.
Caitlin DeMathis,
Tanita Wadi,
Imani Hani Darwish,
Shayna Wilson,
Fawad Ahmed,
James Butcher,
Matt Warshaw,
Anna Hess,
Austin Whiteman,
Rhiannon Van Orden,
Ernest Goff,
Miles Lim,
Lillian Martiz,
Janelle Clemens,
Nicholas Delaquila,
Lauren Simpson,
Jesus Rivera,
Eduardo Alcantara,
Juliana Tucker,
Ryan Muska,
Anthony Sandin,
Carson Hopkins,
Christopher Lupo,
Sure Aigun,
Krista Ricky,
Catherine Milam Curry,
Kayla Green,
Liliam Aquino,
Luis Marquez,
Adriana Alcantara Duran,
Pamela Betancourt,
Ariane Alvarez,
Jennifer Mendieta,
Nicole Mendoza,
Chrisley Pacheco,
Nidia Peña,
Maria Ramirez,
Nadia Isa,
Brian Cox,
Moses da Silva,
Alexander Fischetti,
Sandra Correa,
Jennifer Hernandez,
Barack Pipkins,
Alexander Malone,
Daniel Emmett Alexander Carty,
Lisa Monet Jefferson,
Lauren Rose Arroyo,
Diana Jones,
Joshua Brofman,
Zoe Markham,
Yisette Rodriguez,
Stephanie Agarunova,
Michael Barbosa,
Gabriella Sudit,
Rajat Shah,
Justin Barnhart,
Alexander Schimpf,
Anthony Taldi,
Andrew Mester,
Dakota Carfello,
Tyler Clark,
Heymanth Konda,
Benjamin Lohman,
Jade Ashley Watson,
Hugh Borsili,
Daniel J. Chi,
Dylan Pontes,
Christian Dion Chapman,
William Stone,
Alejandra Gracias,
Alexander Pena,
Tiana Kearney,
Catherine Escobar Melendez,
Deshaun DeGaines,
Emily Radunsky,
Noah Chia,
Kamaria Mack,
Ideo Shefketi,
Hamid Jallo,
Gina Steiner,
Marcos Bello,
Madeline Robbins,
Cassandra Berth,
Paulina Talaslati,
Beatrice Sanchez,
Brittany Aguilar,
Grace Kathleen Patton,
Ashley Kichek,
Jenna Zinni,
Gabriela Garcia,
Avery Ahart,
Jessica Throckmorton,
Abigail Ribaldo,
Lisa Varvinge,
Isabella Ginos,
Sophia Spiridonakis,
Josh Bowser,
Allison Kester,
Dylan Johnson,
Miriam Stingle,
Chase Glasspool,
Magdalena Maxinovich,
Nikhil Sharma,
Nicholas Peach,
Matthew Kane,
Simone Uribe,
Chukwudi Okonkwo,
Alexiane Marquis,
David Obeng,
Jaime Hulve,
Andre Amador,
Richard Murray,
Jacqueline Washington,
Queen Nefertiti Havalosa,
Ania Paulino,
Berenice Gutierrez,
Francis Aquino,
Thomas Montesano,
Patricia Mendez Valdez,
Philip Romeo,
Claudia Ovalles,
George Rosales,
Marcela Vanegas,
Leah Egner,
Lisette Orellana Cadena,
Amanda Guerrier,
Dolly Ramos Ramos,
Alicia Roberts,
Angelica Orozco,
Taiga Koyama,
Karen Porra Briva,
Eduardo Cabral,
Jamie Place,
Noam Kedem,
Autumn Fulgenci,
Bartosz Chevchik,
William Gomez,
Nicholas Doran,
Abieua Omorodion,
Laura Para,
Franca Omorui,
Matthew Clarkin,
Isabel Udovic,
Jason Poon,
Krista Waterman,
Abdallah Hamad,
Beyonce Doyle,
Denzel James,
Hannah Elcourtney,
Neil Dadamo,
Madeline Hawkins,
Sierra Hoffman,
Hannah Hofecker,
Dana Jardina,
Natasha Watts,
Taylor Toby,
Arthur Hyras,
Daniela Sames,
Taylor Hamilton,
Shalin Mehta,
Amanda Dembowski,
Jillian Kasheki,
Lexi Mehring,
Emma Gaffney,
Megan Orsino,
Thomas Consiglio,
Anna Holland,
Thomas Moore,
Rochelle Antarola,
Brian Schnack,
Tamina Sheila,
Michael Delunto,
Abigail Lopez,
Akash Patel,
Aaron Weller,
Aman Patel,
Catherine Ollis,
Christopher Tartaglia,
Helen Ishmael,
Sean Hires,
Natalie McIntosh,
Eric Schroeder,
Alana DeVito,
Nina Bianca Francisco,
Kathleen Marciant,
Jamie Carenza,
Tahara Allen,
Kristen Fernandez,
Genevieve Fabian,
Meata Golafali,
Amani Obidala,
Devin Rose Lyons,
Alia Rosa,
Jessica Janelle Montesir,
Justin Boucher,
Tiara Brown,
Asher Richardson,
Jay Purnell,
Joseph Batista,
Erica Marambio,
Amaya Jernigan,
Jessica Adrabo,
Antonio Perez,
Sarah Chavez,
Jasmine Holmes,
Elizabeth Obitz,
Deja Holmes,
Hassani DaCosta,
Jody Alston,
Josephine Wiafe,
Santiago Medina,
Socorro Jackson,
Gustavo Tangarife,
Aquila St. Louis,
Jeannie Echeverria,
Alyssa Altanji,
Jonathan Pena,
Kiara Breen,
David Duarte,
Carly Joy O'Connell,
Sydney Giaco,
Griffin Doyle,
Mary Rose Pasumbal,
Esadula Sinar,
Miriam Jawad,
Aliyah Stevens,
Daniela Navenko Vallejo Lisung,
Nicholas Bergeron,
Mackenzie Doherty,
Steve Attaway,
Arso Vaisel,
Andrea Vilches,
Anna Gorbanov,
Shay Sanders,
Dina Bayumi,
Dominique Manginelli,
Courtney Road,
Hope McHugh,
Victoria Spivak,
Taylor Ray Gingero,
Brendan Demitis,
Hallie Ray Damiano,
Cesar Reyes,
Sydney Moskal,
Timothy Ramos,
Ashley Delolio,
Kayla Paz,
Megan Walsh,
Loide Almirola,
Rebecca Paul,
Serena Shamas,
Nia Burton,
Annette Beelin,
Dante Amani Nowak,
Teresa Tran,
Hannah Farrell,
Suzanne Persad,
Essence Lopez,
David Segovia,
Kamani Lawson,
Mitchell Okula,
Kalina Marti,
Yolanda Mercurius,
Sara Luz Brea,
Chibuzur Oku,
Elizabeth Sachs,
Ashley Ramjatan,
Harley Lutz,
Melissa Rock,
Fiona Walsh,
Radha Patel,
Salima Walker,
Ebeth Garcia,
Olivia Fallon,
Nyla Mata,
Natalia Torres,
Zelina Ali,
Eunice Manzano,
Aladdin Asaf,
Taylor Hunt,
Anas Karim Alfuri,
Olivia Guidera,
Saeed Bayumi,
Smriti Singh,
Mutasi Mabub,
Zabria Marshburn,
Anmar Jubran,
Dr. Matthew Morand,
Ashok Kumar,
Mystique Mercado,
Jason Paulo Alonso,
Tiffany Searchwell,
Taylor Thiem,
Luisa Mora,
Christy Agresta,
Dr. Audrey Arazo Trevino,
Asbia Ibrahimi,
Viviana Sanchez,
Michelle Sloma, Nina May Albarracin,
Michelle Castruita,
Chloe Snare,
Jennifer Ossaker,
Angel Garcia,
Madison Lind,
Priscilla Gutierrez,
Nicholas Ferrone,
Destiny Ann Sanchez,
Camille Freitas,
Margie Santana,
Paula Ruiz,
Rachel Razzie,
Brianna Fortis,
Sky Polanco,
Amy Taveras,
Juliet Carillas,
Nicole Kitano,
Maya Calvi,
Andrew Krell,
Ricardo Tello,
Diana Nzumbo Morocho,
Samuel Rivera,
Brandon Marino,
Crystal Henriquez,
Lindsay Griffin,
Mael Patenga,
Adam Duvall,
Mariah Smith,
David Santana,
Cynthia Caralero,
Dylan Goldstone,
Emily Gordon,
Alexandra Garfield,
Alexandra Robeno,
Megan Melchione,
Tatiana Natoli,
Morgan Evans,
Sana Moazum,
Dina Cicchini,
James David,
Paula Zapata,
Nicholas Panacea,
Rebecca Pacello,
Stephanie Gaona,
Olivia Starr,
Jasmine Morales,
Marta Valadares,
Brianna Morales,
Rebecca Judice,
Libby Matai,
Jessica Thompson,
Jennifer Wallace,
Gabrielle Guastamaccia,
Radamani Motasami,
Adrian Barajas,
Bindu Thomas,
Karen Chukaralau,
Donna Cyril,
Tyler Abdi Moti,
Shirley Bastian Georges,
Rebecca Lozano,
Carmen Isabel Kesha,
Darielis Peguero,
Caitlin Ashley Rosen,
Isabella de la Rosa,
Anita Stetz,
Alana Tyndall,
Julia Lim,
Tiffany Gomez,
Anjali Patel,
Allison Slater,
Beatriz Castro Para,
Christopher Mann,
Elizabeth Ireland,
Zaria Robinson,
Abigail Funellas,
Lufthansa Booth,
Lauren Anderson,
Dr. Cindy Steer,
Cambry Marquette,
Courtney Mahoney,
Sarika Soni,
Jillian Ward,
Princess Moise,
Maya Angelica Kennedy,
Brett Pitts,
Catherine Canis,
Lori Talimi,
Bella Calvi,
Nicole Riley,
Caitlin Cassidy,
Christina Massa,
Andrea de la Cruz,
Emily Wodzinski,
Sofia Rivera,
Claudia Smutek,
Polimia Nufrias,
Mahum Chaudhry,
Sydney Izzo,
Alyssa Courtney,
Ashley Convery,
Jessica Cerdania,
Lyric Johnson,
Jamie Rennie,
Haley Rainier,
Christine Guevara,
Adam Matter,
Jennifer Portera,
Edward Ricker,
Vanessa Mondragon,
Andres Ceballos,
Julia Schulman,
Anna Anderson Galvez,
Rayon Cafel,
Chelsea Lentine,
Isabel Rocha Cameron,
Emily Infante,
Catherine Negri,
Victoria Jurska,
Caitlin Shrubsall,
Chloe McAloon,
Jessica Herzog,
Morgan DiLoretto,
Timothy Raff,
Sabrina Cordero,
Rachel Aitkins,
Colleen Conway,
Hannah Javier,
Emily Zonas,
Natalie Fusco,
Ashley Marino,
Deanna La Rosa,
Isabella Frida,
Ashley Carrero,
Carly Van Riper,
Judy Ferrao,
Joseph Provenzano,
Janelle Richmond Fingal,
Jacob Bentz,
Mariah Marte,
Jason Guevara,
Brianna Vanderveen.
Ty Rasmussen.
Sarah Mendez.
Lanesha Neal.
Steffi Williams.
Khulud Al Saud.
Vinette Fowler.
Rachel Galante.
Melanie Daly.
Michael Balkovic.
Uliana Fativ.
John Cahill.
Susan Antez.
Jared Eatman.
Priska Obunaya.
Muhammad Mustafa.
Eniola Omisakin.
Brian Fabre.
Serhi Jalade.
Bryant Long.
Garlina Finn. Chimarachewa Onyunwa.
Christian Casenti.
Niklita Nelson.
Matthew Beers.
Mima Rose Lang.
Jessica Garefa.
Anne Bobert St. Jour.
Sam Allington.
Fitsum Alemu.
Tiernan Gray.
Chimena Duke.
Luis Vargas Toro.
Lucrecia Kawira.
Mateo Ravignan.
Abasuya Montserrat Otanuga.
Evan Benvenuti.
Victoria Olanian.
Marie McLeod. Christopher Ziskowski.
Marie Julene Sherabin.
Colby Imbrogno.
Bodie Elaine Vincent.
Matthew Gambert.
Kelly Donald.
Connor Perez.
Yana White.
Antonio Caserta.
Jonathan Reveron.
Matthew Compton.
Let's go, Brandon. Brooke Stevens.
Christopher Aricchio.
Enisa Lulani.
Jessica Cherubini.
Ashley Rodriguez.
Dominika Leskoskaite.
Shelby Kondowski.
Sean Mefford.
Gabriela Coimbra.
Brandon Malone.
Jessica Babbage.
Gabrielle Phelps.
Avery Semko.
Roman Middlechevsky.
Camille Herbert.
Benjamin Clay III.
Shreya Trivedi.
Tyler Schwartz.
Ramandeep Gulati.
Madison Stanley.
Moses Liriano Fernandez.
Alex Christie.
Haley Winicky.
Serene Tunkara.
Benedict Simon Carrillo.
Hasim Taylor. Sebastian Cressito. David Keys.
Donna Diutai.
Kimberly Luxina.
Jamel Stewart.
Madison Giuliano.
Bruno Ribeiro.
Venus Lee.
Giovanni Ocampo.
Yuen Tran.
Iqbal Singh.
Victoria Virilli.
Danielle Strathman.
Riley De Laval.
Daniel Garcia.
James Wynn.
Karen Kwan.
Megan Lukash.
Kasha Rendon.
Samantha Kelly.
Tanzilia Sesakonova.
Mark McCafferty.
Alyssa Deljanin.
Gianna Foster.
Enviasia Mitchell.
Paige Fry.
Stefan Tucker,
Lauren Levigny,
Calissa Nufable,
Mark Brancaleone,
Thariah Schrag,
Christian Milano,
Harvinder Kaur,
Emily Berkowitz,
Dulari Amin,
Casey Ross,
Joanna Flores,
Stephanie Murato,
Dwayne Reevy,
Samantha Rutledge,
William Lagroteria,
Megan Darwin,
Alexis Akuaku,
Hennesis Ashburn,
Tainika Lee,
Gina Acapinti,
Alyssa Sweeney,
Nicholas Vidiello,
Brianna Thomas,
Victoria Vitalico,
Keneal Williams,
Matthew Tomko,
Paul Oniwe,
Diego Stanziola,
Jenilyn Kate Robles,
Nicholas Flanagan,
Kwame Wirudo Mensah,
Anthony Favola,
Lauren Cafera,
Sarah Reddington,
Ariel Mobo,
Emily Vizuzzo,
Mateo Campbell,
Trevor Howard,
Juliet Alejandrez,
Domenica Vivacqua,
Mackenzie Hurt,
Raimundo Morales,
Jennifer Icone,
Teresa Geloso,
Molly Richards,
Justine Wong,
Bridget Lapham,
Anna De Silva,
Sabrina Wise,
Fiza Mir,
Jenna Culero,
Juliana Tolerico,
Rosa Maria DiMaggio,
Christopher Hollick,
Hannah LaBruno,
Priol Shaw,
Ashley Clausen,
Madison Emerson,
Samantha Vitali,
Summer Mendoza,
Sierra Colon,
Francine Stephanie Villalobos,
Janie Mackin,
Jesse McCormick,
Emma Kochel,
Taylor Heyman,
Hannah Skrivanik,
Connor Daly,
Samantha Shakborostova,
James Yakichik,
Sarah Rose Wilson,
Daniel Pubakevich,
Salvatore Silvo Vassallo,
Luis De Paz Ramos,
Jared Martinez,
Jawar Echeverry,
Jason Taylor,
Sipe Joe,
Jasnorti Nayan Pluto,
Pengfei Niu,
Hira Anjum,
Si Yuan Li,
Stephen Araujo,
Tiangshang Wang,
Peterson LeBranch,
Abdullah Alderwood,
Ebony Rowell,
Ahmad Abdul Salam,
Cassandra Whitty,
Mohammed Bujaber,
Amy Griffith,
Samto Oti,
Carol Russell,
Evan LaBeouf,
Hannah Harkay,
Joseph Munoz,
Delshona Vickers,
Alejandro Zapata,
Marvin Middleton,
Andrew Sayad,
Vincent Lynch,
Michael Pillay,
Jason Kelly,
Kyle Sidebottom,
Itania Contreras,
Chris Lawrence Velasquez Hernandez,
Ivelisse Taveras Spart,
Fantasia Charisma Norman,
Jacqueline Sinchi,
Oluwamayowa Akindebe,
Daisy Sinchi Ravinez,
Matthew Alston,
Shine Kutumata,
Sal Jaraj,
Mercedes Zia,
Yusuf Sauter,
Chris Kirschner, Tamara da Silva Palmera,
Mohammed Kubab Khilji,
Christopher Luciano Ogando,
Michelle Sinning,
Franklin Pache,
Nadia Lee,
Jeffrey LeBron Melendez,
Ihanichi Azu,
Elvis Lewis,
Jean-Pierre Hughes,
Omari Lewis,
Rakeem Jones,
Michael Flowers,
Jonathan Aboki Dejanti,
Ashina Nicole Johnson,
Bobby Murugami,
Paulette Gordon,
Juan Lorenzo Martinez,
Mira Prince Eri,
Sheldon Bailey,
Thomas Sanfilippo Jr.,
Justin Decker,
Priscilla Sanchez Gonzalez,
Damian Napodano,
Melissa Turi,
Caitlin Muller,
Zachary Steinfeld,
Stephanie Fuentes,
Kirolos Mansour,
Jahari Williams,
Roger Pokozelski,
Casey Chiameka Wonkwo,
Mark Wong,
Garrett Reenstra,
Fonseca dos Santos Pereira,
Amanda Croce,
Jessica Bautista,
Emily Sickinger,
Charles Green,
Gabrielle Block,
Sharon Great Hameen,
Nicolette Troglio,
Jamie Lozzie,
Lauren Guerra,
June Berriere,
Aurora Caruso,
Zule Hunt,
Tyrese Moore,
Alicia Henderson,
Chevon Parks,
Kylie Tacopino,
Duran Crooks,
Aisha Morton,
Devin Bolsh,
Jennifer Morgan,
Pinky Ada,
Cassandra Lombardi,
Danielle Fashion,
Maura Fox,
Wilbert Batista,
Alexa Perez,
Joan Gomez,
Karina Pedraza,
Francis Jr. Castro,
Eric Cam,
Michael Medina,
Kenneth Sakovich,
Ronald Prado,
Doris Owens,
Annalisa Dyer,
Margie Agadulo Oakley,
Leanne Guarnieri,
Ezra Morale,
Lorenzo Angelini,
Emily Plant,
Kaylee Robbins,
India Stevenson,
Rourke Schaefer,
Deborah Joseph,
Jason Mayer,
James Patania,
Emily Cherian,
Robert Collage,
Dominic Respecki,
George Naranjo,
Joseph David,
Andrew Whitmore III,
Christopher Mason,
Michael Dotchison,
Daniel Joseph Rodriguez,
Daniel Jacoby,
Romello Campbell,
James Jacoby,
Jahad Anderson,
Joel Gotera,
MacGyver Hay,
Jasmine Sisko,
Daniel Schlupp,
Juan Villena,
Zane Johnston,
Jimena Carrasco,
Emily Garcia,
Brian Porter,
Luis Fortuna,
Tiffany Etheridge,
Jaime Mendoza Herrero,
Ana Villalobos,
Junior Dolando Toribio,
Sharifa Pensil,
Caitlin Schleit,
Teresa Taylor,
Faiza Jabin,
Carolyn Amores,
Mila Monfotes,
Leslie Tiban,
Valeria Zualaga,
Andreina Duran,
Kimberly Cicero,
Anurita Kapoor,
Jonathan Allen,
Eliana Reyes,
Sana Al-Quda,
Valmor Sandia,
Juan Estrella,
Richard White,
Miguel Valdez Cabo,
Nadesh Barrett, Anthony Fatuzzo, Brian Hara, Giovanni Guzman Marte,
Louis Alain Yambao Principe,
Mary Cruz Torres,
Jillian Unciano,
Michael Caros,
Colette Gillo,
Kurt Sukdeo,
Megan Stein,
Lovepreet Judge,
Olayemi Aviona,
Eric Basiluk,
Mark Krezovic,
Saranda Ragova,
Swetal Patel,
Aaron Dale Figueroa, Monroe Gates McLaren,
Asha Patel,
Austin Mitrione, Danielle Fabiano,
Sabrina Garland Sash,
Elise Gaitan,
Colin Agueso,
Alicia Gomez,
Keith Maturko,
Juana Vega,
Eric Latini,
Alexandra Sulka,
Corey Walther,
Yamin Martinez,
Ryan Carmelengo,
Francisca Garcia,
Uzair Mohammed Sayed,
Nady Nunez,
Abhay Patel,
Glendalise Cordero,
Hamza Sayed,
Mikey Ortiz, Nicole Ortiz de Leon,
Gabriel Garcia,
Liane Montes de Oca,
Christopher Lamont,
Lily Avila,
Kristen Nova,
Carolyn Cuevas,
Jessica Sanzo,
Antonia Diaz,
Ramiro Ortiz,
Danielle Gagliano,
Michael Giton,
Joel Sanabria,
Mark Paizima,
Mylin Detling,
Nicholas Inkle,
Diana Lorico,
Justin Timley,
Cassidy Warren,
Robert Oliva,
Julian Weber,
Spencer Mutu,
Oscar Garcia,
Sarah Azizi,
Red Presti,
Antonia Bello,
Daniel Bellato,
Brianna Vredenberg,
Mirna Blanco,
Joshua Merchan,
Beverly Mora Luna,
Matthew Tax,
Destiny Tamayo,
Lauren Gebushan,
Sarah Fox,
William Guerreri,
Avi Kalra,
Sayali Chincholi,
Kiernan Rowe,
Sanjana Hirawat,
Amanda Reimer,
Sravani Konakanchi,
Rebecca White,
Venkata Kiranmayi Imani,
Enrico Mestrato,
Vincent Alessi,
Alexander Molini,
Edward T. Hall,
Michael Leneve,
Trent A. Kirschkel,
Louis Mednick,
Jake Whirling,
Kevin Hernandez,
Aliyah Zaidi,
Natalie Susanna,
Amber Belt,
Caitlin Guerrero,
Emily Riley,
Luz Maris Trujillo Astacio,
Eliza Gersh,
Anayeli Perez,
Elizabeth Pam,
Amelia Chumney,
Siobhan Morrissey,
David Nielsen,
Valerie Rendazzo,
Noel Annunciato, Sarah Pollies,
Trevor Wells,
Nicholas Magrino,
Daniel Ikunefe,
Casey Spencer,
Kelly Flem,
Elizabeth Habert,
Abby Scarangelli,
Paul Hebert,
Mark Anthony Passanante,
Sebastian Villacana,
Richard John Guerriero,
Raz Weissman,
Kevin Arias,
Brielle Chavez,
Cassandra Laman,
Alfred Vargas,
David Agudelo,
Brianna Williams,
Matthew Lubeski,
Sydney Anderson,
Adrian Baranowski,
Natasha German,
Kelsey Tattersall,
Aaron Jackson,
Alfredo Zarate,
Lisa Ferrioli,
Belinda Pagan,
Avani Patel,
Ariana Pagan,
Charmi Padmani,
Ashley Arias,
Parita Patel,
Aishwarya Nair,
Shivani Navarlal Patel,
Leslie Quito,
Grace Gomez,
Remberth Vasquez,
Sean Gragan,
Pragati Kancharla,
Lucas Campbell,
Usha Sahiti Balireddy,
Sophia Lockwood,
Jyotsna Reddy Etty,
Neil Petrosino,
Karen Ordonez,
Jamila Naimedin,
Angela Winkins,
Anthony Rajopi,
Stephanie Adler,
Jake Swindoes,
Destiny Boreas,
Nobuyuki Yamamoto,
Kate Boreas,
Michael Rossi,
Nicholas Zorbodansky,
Shabir Wali,
Christopher Tomeo,
Matthew Nodoro,
Joseph Pantorno, Jaden Gentile,
Louis Capaticcio,
Nicholas Saputo,
Taylor Alexa Bellardino,
Anthony D'Amato,
Donald Ganelli,
Isabella Corsaro,
Tirth Patel,
Alexa Gallo,
Patrick Wickenheiser,
William De Leon,
Aya Khanna,
Jacob Anglin,
Isaac Rosado,
James Murray,
Egypt Iman Wilson,
Nicole Rose Del Rosso,
David Campbell,
Maya Patel,
Jamie D. Gatling,
Catherine Grace Connell,
Tanani Washington,
Dylan Leitzel,
Kaya Riley,
Eric Simonson,
Taryn Williams Johnson,
Samuel DiLiberto,
Asia Addison,
Cameron Paventi,
Raquel Carrero Schmidt,
Vincenzo Russo,
Emily Rose Elena Capriotti,
William Farnan,
Rachel Catahan Niles,
Anthony Cavallero,
Jonathan Murray,
Diego Restrepo,
Brian Masaka,
Amy Seitz,
Carly Mullins,
Alexa Lynn Mallet,
Matthew Perillo,
Lucas Rita,
Kiera Bodnar,
Naya Foster,
Thomas Marteri,
Sarah Najet El Hassan,
Shay Griffin,
Andrea Bedford,
Daniel Garcia,
Lauren Patricola,
Emily Valençano,
Cindy Manrique,
Skylar Russo Wilson,
Diana Rodriguez,
Olivia Lavecchio,
Carlos Garcia,
Jasneet Punya,
Paulina Kuznetsova Wynn,
Jessica Dardenyak,
Kevin Kaufman,
Jennifer Avilo Bravo,
Tyler Anthony Sia,
Lindsay Way,
Robert James Ty III,
Abigail Larkin,
Aiden Richard Telford,
Antonio Farinas,
Benjamin Tetzloff,
Kelsey Jacobson,
Tyler Beck,
Tyler Morera,
Rosa Gutierrez,
Razan Alabadi,
Joyce Cotton,
Masa Sanadiki,
Kiana Touchette,
Anoshia Khan,
Celeste Arroyo,
Colin Smith,
Melissa Stracuzzi,
John F. O'Connor,
Ruth Omayemi,
Kristen McManus,
Brianna Passmore,
Brian Power,
Kenneth Hands,
David Bonamo,
Ethan Dawson,
Ian Smoke,
Joseph Crouchman,
Girl Rivaldi Tongo,
Stephen Davis,
Danny Carrasco,
Claire Basilico,
Jorge Bonillo,
Megan White,
Wanda Solano,
Sydney Weber,
Maria Piamps,
Matthew Doherty,
Gilberto Abreu Jimenez,
Melissa Alexandra Sarmiento,
Dioso del Pozo,
Lady Sanchez,
Franceli Rosario Diaz,
Yan Yan,
Luz Sosa de la Cruz,
Ana Garcia,
Rubeleni Becco,
Jacqueline Cherubini Gonzalez,
Yonedi Jimenez,
Ashley Christine Rodriguez Murillo,
Larissa Rosario,
Ronson B. Johnson,
Marlene Jermosin,
Brendan Medoro,
Marlene Brito,
Wen Chang Ki,
Lisandra Torres,
Alexandra Vorozhekina,
Rosemary Encarnacion Mateo,
Isabella Peretti,
Hilda Estevez,
Jenny Schulman,
Roger Arce,
Abdullah Bakr,
Jennifer Radke,
Brianna Cuccinelli,
Brian Lewis,
Julia Bonacorso,
Rachel Rose Montagna,
Natalia Gallo Lopez,
Ashley Allers,
Tatiana Nicole Nieto,
Megan Robinson,
Ruby Bello,
Suzanne Casey,
Rory Smith,
Jordan Dean,
Keith Caswell,
Mackenzie Carbo,
Eukarya Asamoah,
Amberly Mail,
Adamaris Rodriguez,
Vanessa Bell,
Sabrina Almonte,
Lillian Saavedra,
Olivia T. Perry,
Michael Martinez,
Kendall Moore,
Ari Solomon,
Kara Langner,
Victor Andrade,
Catherine Davino,
Yara Bitar,
Anthony Johnson,
Deandra Cunha,
Xiomara Salcedo,
Sarah Alarusi,
Case Bashir,
Belisario Reyes,
Rayshana Frazier,
Anthony Murkison,
Hannah Ebert,
Ariana Bonilla,
April Medley, Jalitza Rodriguez,
Anthony Emmy,
Haley Aldrich,
Marcel Paradise,
Ana Contreras,
Katarina Tati,
Amanda Chernovsky,
Angelina Rosado,
Amy Sherman,
Michael Kalicharan,
Ivanka Acosta,
Rules Elise,
Nadia Sharif,
Daniela Griffith,
Tatiana Mendoza,
Skylar Perez Coletti,
Shule Nunez,
Maria Cristina Del Sordi,
Olivia Coleman,
Alexa Brianne Zubalake,
Taya Blackman,
Haley Fluky,
Rima Gergis,
Jack Picado,
Cameron Dorsey,
Caitlin Listella,
Jose Coyago, Shama Nix, Arielis Peralta,
Stefan Michael Zawoyski,
Radisel Rodriguez,
Jack Zaretsky,
Gabriela Amelo,
Dipna Cordova,
Tyler Adams,
Paula Conda,
Thomas Apostolico,
Alexandria Henderson,
Grace Priamo,
Annalise Schlick,
Gabriela Vigil.
Aisha Jimenez.
Erica Carcache.
Jimmy Quiroz.
Thomas Priolo.
Ruth De Jesus.
Yanet Luna.
Pungti Vipul Patel.
Elizabeth Kirstein.
Kenny Lowe.
Isabel Ismanescu.
Emily Copley.
Ashwarya Gandotra.
Dana Samoji.
Yanni Gonzalez.
Subi Mondasir.
Benita White.
Jillian Losberg.
Timothy Smith.
Emily Mercado.
Carl W. Gabriel.
Sabrina Schiavo.
Rajesh Kumar Ponakanti.
Gianna Klein.
Vineet Kinera.
Sabrina Lepresti.
Nakaija Tobias.
Victoria Mioni.
Claudia Almaguer.
Wilfredo Polanco.
Alexandra Angelo.
Kiana Whitmore.
Rebecca Alexander.
Michael Bramhall.
Lauren Harris Campbell.
Gennaro Thompson.
Ryan Braheny.
Quasim Austin Turner.
Mercy Igiri.
Michael Conrad.
Bisola Adenini.
Austin Straneri.
Serenity Jones.
Neve Mann.
Valerie Frank.
Jasmine Huggins.
Justin Tansey.
Taylor Harrison.
Blair Sauerhofer.
Maya Johnson.
Marion Polanco.
Tiffany Wilson. Shgana Dell. Gianna Valsoni. Gabriella Rousseau. Jake Umstead. Marco Vlahov. Sylvia Regalado. Julio Vasquez Arango. Giovanni Laboy Valentin. Savannah Teeter. Mary Kate Walter. Carla Blanc. Alexis Vera. Josue Jimenez. Yordania Medina. Annie Vargas. Jacqueline Perez Contreras. Laura Emily Ryan. Edward Hannick. Diana Correa. Tibana Calvo. Johnny Arguello. Luisa Castro. Christian Guevara Rodriguez. Ali Bartone. Vladimir Escoto. Alyssa Taningan. Mary Emma Mulik. Sai Sindhu Cherakuri. Alejandra Hernandez. Miracle Robinson. Kimyata Glover. Laura Suriel. Jada Stapleton. Caitlin Lafferty. Bridget Butler. Christina Delicia. Devin Fisher. Gianna Libretti, Kayla Nierva, Mariah Williams, Priscilla Peralta, Bridget Rincon, Gustavo Franco, Stephanie Barbosa,
Mr. President, words of wisdom and inspiration have been heard, and the class of 2022 now approaches its final moments together. With your permission, may we conclude these ceremonies. Okay, Chris, it's all yours.
On this day, the 18th of May, in the year 2022, Fairleigh Dickinson University has officially conferred degrees on these graduates. Graduates, go forward with courage and grace, fortiter et suaviter, carrying with you the traditions, strengths, and dreams of this great institution. On behalf of the trustees and the faculty, I declare the 79th Annual Commencement Exercises of Fairleigh Dickinson University have now concluded. Our warm congratulations to all the graduates and their families. We ask the audience to please remain in your places until the academic procession and the graduates have recessed the stadium. Thank you all, and have a wonderful day.